Hi everyone, good evening. So last year on Friday, October 27th, I stood up in front of hundreds of people here in DC at the Walk This Way event, and I pledged $10,000 to Becky's Fund to support and launch an entire Men of Code program. That's right, an entire program for 100 high school boys. And 7 months later, I was asked to join the board because of my eagerness to join in and support and move this program into as many schools as possible. And with your support, I will honor this pledge again. So the reason I stood up last year at this event is because I am a survivor of domestic violence. And survivor doesn't feel quite right because a part of that experience still lives inside of me to this day. And what happened in my household growing up could have been prevented or could have been less severe if my dad had the education or the support or the resources to know that it's okay to cry and it's okay to feel emotional and scared as a man, and that it's not okay to take your anger out on anyone or anything. And I know what happened to me in that household and to my mom could have been prevented if anyone would have stepped in and intervened at any time, at any moment. And if my dad would have had people in his life that stood up to him to say something, to let him know that what he was doing was unacceptable and even criminal, a lot of what I went through and what my family went through would not have happened. And I know our neighbors could hear it, and I know our extended family knew everything that was going on within our family and our household, and no one did anything. So it kept happening over and over and over again for almost 3 decades. So emotional acknowledgement and development for men and bystander intervention is why I stood up at that event last year and donated and pledged $10,000 to Men of Code. This is what the Men of Code program teaches young men in high schools. Is it's okay to express your emotions and that it's okay to be emotional as a man. And bystander intervention is such an invaluable skill for all of us because we as a society, we're becoming numb and we're offering up our thoughts and our prayers after tragedies. And people like me want to take action, and I know you are exactly like me. And some people don't believe that it's okay to interfere or that it's none of their business to interfere, or they don't feel safe or don't know how to interfere. Or a lot of people think someone else is already intervening. And I want to make sure that more people take action and more people understand how to safely intervene when it comes to violence and domestic abuse. So there are so many things going on right now underneath our own noses that we can prevent or make less severe for victims. And we all want to put an end to violence and assault. And I believe by educating young men, specifically in high school, which has the highest occurrences of domestic abuse, I believe that educating young men on their emotions and empowering and inspiring them to handle their emotions in a more healthy and responsible way is why I am pledging another $10,000 to Becky's Fund this year to launch another Men of Code program for 100 high school athletes. And with your support in your donation, you honor me and the experience that still lives inside of me to this day, that I am still recovering from and healing from. And you will have a direct impact on this group of high school kids. 100 high school young men will receive your gift because all 10,000 of your dollars are going directly into this program. So this program and your gift is such an incredible gift of compassion, of empowerment, and of education to create a more loving, empowered, responsible, and empathetic group of young men in this country. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart, and know that this is just the beginning, because our mission at Becky's Fund is to expand the Men of Code program into as many high schools as possible across this country. So with this one $10,000 pledge, we create one program for 100 young men. So join me this Giving Tuesday, which is tomorrow and starts in about 10 hours at 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, to begin my $10,000 pledge to Becky's Fund to launch another Men of Code program, because every little bit helps. And tomorrow, the first $7 million that are donated via Facebook and PayPal are matching $7 million of that money. So if you're one of the first people to jump on Facebook tomorrow and pledge to my fundraiser, your $50 donation has the potential to turn into a $100 donation, or your $100 donation can turn into $200, or your $1,000 donation could turn into $2,000 tomorrow from Facebook and PayPal if you make it in as one of the first $7 million in donation made via Facebook tomorrow. So join me by either pledging via Facebook tomorrow morning on Giving Tuesday, or if you do not have Facebook, or you are just not feeling Facebook, you can support via my Fundly page, or go directly to beckysfund.org and make a direct donation. And again, I thank you from the bottom of my heart for supporting such an incredible program. And Becky's Fund, we also work with young women in our Becoming Your Own Heroine program. And 20% of our program also involves victim and survivor resources. So 80% of the money that we raise overall goes into our two high school programs, Becoming Your Own Heroine and Men of Code, and the other 20% goes into victim and survivor resources and transition services. So once again, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart, and I appreciate every dollar, even if it's one. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Good night.